Hey everybody, NCWQ here, doing just a real quick update. The time is now 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The date is 10/7/2024, and I have you looking at NOAA, and we are looking at Milton, who now has 160 mile per hour winds and is a Cat 5 hurricane. We're still going to look at the model here, which shows that this will be a hurricane as it crosses Florida. It is a major hurricane as of now. It will be a major hurricane that is showing as it hits Florida. This pink area does show tidal surge. So this is storm surge here and hurricane. As it crosses Florida, it will be a hurricane, and it will be a hurricane as it leaves Florida. So if you are in the way of this hurricane, you do need to be prepared. If you are being told to evacuate from the West Coast, you need to evacuate. Listen to what you are being told and evacuate. Do not wait around for this hurricane. Get out now. Take and leave. You do not need to be waiting around and finding out if you have enough gas to get out. You do not need to be waiting around to find out, is this storm going to die down and be lesser when it gets here? You have very little time. This storm will be hitting the West Coast by 7 p.m. Wednesday. That'll be the eye of the storm. You will start to see this storm well before 7 p.m. on Wednesday. This is being prepared. Do what you need to do for you and your family. If you are being told to evacuate already, heed the warning. Anyways, you guys, I am just giving y'all a real quick update. We're going to look at Wendy real quick, and we'll show you what Wendy's doing. This is pretty much a quick moving hurricane. So this is it right now in the Yucatan. You can see it's moved this way since yesterday morning. It is all the way over here now. It is by Merida. This is the Yucatan Peninsula here. And we can see that this is where it is. It's moving down a little bit on the Yucatan Peninsula. From there, it will move on towards Florida, and it will continue to be a major hurricane as it hits Florida. It will come into Tampa area, will go across Florida as a major hurricane, and off of Florida, where it will be a hurricane and into a tropical storm. And it shows that it should go on out into the Atlantic. This is just a real quick update. I hope that those who need to know what is going on with this hurricane will get the warning and get out of the way. And let's see what other information I can give you. As of 2 hours ago, it was a Category 4. As of now, it is a Category 5. So, Hurricane Milton has strengthened to a Category 5 powerhouse Monday, driving sustained winds of 160 miles per hour as it rolls across the Gulf of Mexico, bound for what could be a devastating crash along Florida's already storm-battered western coast sometime Wednesday. Storm has rapidly intensified, strengthening from Category 2 to 5 in just a few hours. By Tuesday, Milton's intensity should be dictated by an eye-wall replacement cycle, which will likely cause the system to gradually weaken but grow larger. The Hurricane Center has issued hurricane watches across portions of Florida and warned that parts of the state could be overwhelmed by life-threatening storm surge, flooding, rain, and damaging winds. Milton is forecasted to remain an extremely dangerous hurricane for the next couple of days. Some weakening is forecast before the hurricane reaches the coast, but Milton is still likely to be a large and powerful hurricane at landfall in Florida. Rainfall is expected to total 5 to 10 inches in some areas of the state that were saturated even before Hurricane Helene smashed ashore less than 2 weeks ago. Isolated communities could see 15 inches, the Hurricane Center said in its advisory. Some areas will be slammed with heavy rainfall well ahead of Milton's arrival. likely later on Tuesday through Wednesday night, the advisory said. Milton was centered 720 miles southwest of Tampa early Monday, moving east-southwest at 9 miles per hour. The storm's path shifted slightly north, placing the center of the cone of uncertainty in Tampa Bay area. Tampa International Airport will suspend flight operations at 9 a.m. Tuesday and reopen when safe to do so. The airport is not a shelter for people or vehicles. Category 5 is the rarest of hurricanes. Hurricane Milton is the second Category 5 storm of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, joining Beryl. Hurricane Category 5 is the highest rating a hurricane can attain according to the National Hurricane Center. Maximum sustained winds in excess of 156 miles per hour are higher on the Safford-Simpson scale are required for a hurricane to reach this intensity. These are the rarest of hurricanes. Weather.com meteorologist Jonathan Erdman said that they have only been 40 such hurricanes in the Atlantic Basin since 1924, according to NOAA's historical database. Since 1950, only 5 other years have had at least 2 Atlantic Category 5 hurricanes, according to Colorado State University hurricane researcher Philip Klutschbach. 1961 Esther, Hattie, 2005 Emily, Katrina, Rita, Wilma, 2007 Dean, Felix, 2017 Irma and Maria, 2019 Dorian and Lorenzo. Only 4 hurricanes have ever hit the U.S. as Category 5 strength, with the most recent being Hurricane Michael in 2018. Debbie Pace and her family waited outside a line outside a solid waste facility for almost 5 hours Sunday night before they could drop off some of the debris Hurricane Helene scattered across their lawn in Palm Harbor just outside Clearwater. That's why I'm telling y'all, there are long lines for everything right now. So make sure you've got everything you need. And if you're going to be evacuating, make sure you go ahead and move, because people that are evacuating, there's going to be a lot of lines on the roads trying to leave. Gas lines and gas stations and supermarkets are stretched for blocks as people rush to pick up supplies. The approach of Hurricane Milton has plunged the Gulf Coast residents, many of whom are already mourning homes and even loved ones from Helen's rage, into a state of emergency. Maybe 5 minutes from their home, it looks like a war zone with furniture stacking the streets everywhere. They are in a state of recovery. So, you guys, people that have gone through Helene are now bracing for Milton, and the people are stating that they are exhausted. So it's time for y'all to be prepared if you are there. Disney World is not taking any reservations for Tuesday. Walt Disney's theme park says they're still open to the public Monday. Disney, however, is not taking park reservations for Tuesday and Wednesday. Disney has posted a hurricane update on its Disney World weather updates and information page. Walt Disney World Resorts is currently operating under normal conditions. They're closely monitoring the path of the projected storm and will continue to prioritize the safety of their guests and cast members to ensure they have a magical visit to Walt Disney World. They're encouraging everyone to prepare for local climate and check the weather forecast for Central Florida and to check back for important weather updates. Mandatory evacuations have been expected for Monday. Okay, so I read those earlier this morning. Florida has ordered evacuations and are scrambling to clear up Helene's debris still. Milton has rapidly strengthened in the Gulf of Mexico on Monday, has become a Category 5, and is threatening dangerous storm surge in Tampa Bay, leading to evacuation orders and lending more urgency to the cleanup from Hurricane Helene, which swamped the same stretch of coastline less than 2 weeks ago. The hurricane warning was issued for parts of Mexico's Yucatan state, and much of Florida's west coast was under hurricane and storm surge watches. Florida's Lake Okeechobee, which often floods during intense storms, was also under hurricane watch. according to Mayor Jane Castor, said at a news conference, if you want to take on Mother Nature, she wins 100% of the time. Milton has intensified quickly Monday and is expected to become a larger hurricane over the eastern Gulf. It had maximum sustained winds of 160 miles per hour or 257 kph. The National Hurricane Center said the storm center was about 130, hang on, 130 miles west-northwest of Progreso, Mexico, and about 720 miles or 1,160 kilometers southeast-southwest of Tampa at midday Monday, moving southeast east-southeast at 9 miles per hour. Its center could come ashore Wednesday at the Tampa Bay area, and it could remain a hurricane as it crosses central Florida toward the Atlantic Ocean. That would largely spare other states ravaged by Helene, which killed at least 230 people on its path from Florida to the Appalachian Mountains. My daughter's up in the Appalachian Mountains, and she's actually volunteering up there right now. Her college is closed through the 15th of this month and maybe beyond then. So she's doing volunteer work. Okay, what else have we got? Um, just so you know, I'm looking to see what the storm surge will be. I'm trying to find something on storm surge. Wave heights in that area along that area are supposed to be 4 feet. I don't know when that's going to be. Haven't been able to find much on expected storm surge for Florida. So let me see if I can find something. Maybe it's on here. Let's look. Potential rainfall. We have potential rainfall. The bright orange here is 8 to 12. So we got 8 to 12 inches here so far in this brighter orange. The yellow is 4 to 6. Flash flooding potential. The orange is here. That's 40%. The yellow is 15%. And the green is 5%. And that's going to run in through Georgia and into South Carolina here. So these areas will be affected as well. This is storm surge here. So this is 12 feet. The red is 12 feet here. The yellow is up to 6 feet. The blue is up to 3 feet. So down here in the Keys is going to be affected as well with storm surge, as well as up here in Florida. You'll expect to see at least 3 feet storm surge. This yellow here is 6 feet. So this area here will get 12 feet or more storm surge. And then when we're looking at this for the hurricane probabilities for the wind, these areas here that are in purple, you're going to see 90 to 100% of the wind. This red here is 70 to 80%, with the darker area in red being 80 to 90%. So you're still going to see wind from this up into South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama, little corner of Alabama here, and North Carolina. That's Outer Banks here, and just a small corner of South Carolina, Georgia. So some of these areas that were affected before will be being affected again. Thank goodness it's not going up this way this time. And here we can see the areas that are being affected as well here. All right, you guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Please be safe. And if you can, please leave a like, share the video out, and much love. I hope you all have a great day, night, or morning, wherever you are in the world.